In this first lesson you'll be using National Map. This is a really good way of looking at patterns between data, layering different data layers on top of a map and looking for any spatial association, so any links between the two geographical phenomena. So just to give an example of this, not necessarily linked to forestry, you need to go to the add data for each bit of information. So for this one here I've just clicked add data, and there's a whole range of different ones you can look at. And I've already started a search on this one for population, so I want the first one to actually look at is the residential population density. I'm going to add that. Okay, so you should see now, or the opacity is down, so I'll raise the different layer of population density, and you can see, and we can actually have a look to see about this data as well, where it's collected. Okay, I'll go out of that one there, but you can see the higher levels of population density, the kind of dark pink colour. Now I want to add another one because I want to see if there's a pattern between two different geographical phenomena. So I'm going to use to add data again, and this time I'm going to search for roads. Okay, so straight away I've got one here, roads. I'll add that one there. Okay, now this one will add to that as well, and you can see there it's got what the different types of roads are. Now the good thing about this is you can change the transparency of the different layers to make them easier to see what's underneath. So here, okay, I can see where the roads are and where the highest levels of population density. And look at this area here where there's high rate of population density. If I reduce the opacity, you can also see that you've got lots of roads converging on that area. So between the kind of number of roads connecting and the population density, you'd probably say there's a high level of spatial association. So during the exercises, what you'll be doing, okay, is looking at more environmental different layers and looking for patterns between vegetation, forestry, and any human influence too. But it's the same principle. You define your different layers, okay, and then you add them, click on that button, and they will add to the map itself. And you can look at various scales by zooming out on the regions. Okay, you can look at state-based or national-based, depending how far zoomed out you actually go, and look for patterns that way. One last thing you can do is if you want to do a split screen, you can have a divider. So I've got two pieces of information here. I've got the layer of the roads and the residential population density. Now I can put one on the left hand side, one on the right hand side of this slider bar. So when I zoom in again, and if I'm looking for a pattern, I can see quite clearly here, okay, if I'm looking at Melbourne, okay, and I can move it across. It just makes it sometimes easier to look for patterns between the two. Otherwise, sometimes there's too much information on the screen at the same time. Quite a useful little tool. When you want to get rid of that, you just click on that again, okay, and it gets rid of that.